So for me, Destination Art is like my home away from home. I feel like it is a place I can come, be around other artists, show my work, create. I'm inspired by the creative energy that's around me. Everyone is supportive. It's a great community. I'm very grateful. I've had my studio here since we opened. I find it to be a huge gift for me as an artist to have a place to create and to be around other artists, and then to share my work with the public too.
Destination Art is an excellent place to show art, to work with other great artists from the local area. I don't think there's any other place like it in this area.
Home with a very pleasant family waiting, and it opens its arm to local artists in a very generous way. They fill the gap that needed filling. I hope this place is tremendously successful and we take over the upstairs.
Destination Art is a place that I get to show my art as in a gallery setting. The fellowship here is just amazing. Everyone's supportive. Frank Menudo is one of the teachers here. You can come in with any art that you're working on. He's very encouraging and he's knowledgeable. He just helps. In fact, this one, he said, let's add some red. Well, I went crazy with red and very happy about that too, because it really made it pop.
It means a place to show up for art. That was the idea. We started 7.5 years ago, more or less. Many of the people who were original to this, myself included, are still here, but we've expanded enormously. One of the few, maybe in the point-something% of the businesses in the area that have grown substantially. We're very pleased for that. There are so many talented people around here who haven't had an opportunity to display their work that it's been very good.
Hi, my name is Randy Klinenberg. I'm the chairman of the Cultural Arts Commission. With me today is Stephen Chow, also with the Cultural Arts Commission. We're here at the grand opening of the second half of Destination Art. They expanded into another half of the building, which is an amazing expansion. What they do here is terrific. I've been a big fan for years, and now it's twice as big. If you ever have a chance to come down here, you won't regret it. There's something for everybody.
I really appreciate the opportunity to come here today. Our works, personally, I think is going to be able to help people. Human beings have never experienced such difficult time in the last over 2 years. We have been through the so-called pandemic, and I believe our works can enlighten, enrich, inspire human beings' spirit and mentality. So thank you.
To beginners, I would say remember to take classes, because that is the fastest and most effective way to learn about your medium, what it can and what it can't do. Just keep learning. Understand that it takes 10,000 hours to learn to play the violin. It takes 10,000 hours to learn to paint. And just enjoy the process.
What would I tell them? Keep working. No, my career was as an economics professor. I did that for 40 or 50 years. And I reached the point where I was quite content to let it go. I took up painting. The fundamentals of painting are pretty simple. You just have to apply them day after day after day after day. When the pandemic hit, I did 2 paintings a day for a month. That's what you have to do, that kind of thing. It's not really hard, you just have to give up the detail. That you can do very well without the detail. And that's at the root of everything you do. The detail is just dressing on the cake.
Don't be afraid of your paper or your pen or your pencil. Don't be afraid of people's responses. Don't be afraid to ever stop learning, and just go out there and experiment and enjoy. Take classes, look at magazines, do everything, absorb as much as you can. But don't be afraid and never give up.
Okay, abstracts, it's not for everyone. Some people actually hate them. I love them. But I didn't really appreciate abstracts until I returned to college when I was in my 40s. I was studying to become a teacher. There were some required courses, and that's where I learned to love abstracts. And what you can do with abstracts is the color. Just take color and make it what you want of it.
Learn how to draw. If you're starting out, if you don't get a drawing right, no matter how good you paint, it's not going to look good. But if you can learn how to draw first, even if it's simple landscapes like a tree. A tree is interesting. You need to learn what they look like. They don't look like lollipops when people draw them like when they're kids. People like to draw things that aren't artists as a graphic representation, but in reality, they don't look like that. Here, I'm sure they have drawing classes coming up. They always have. Honestly, YouTube is amazing. It really is. For me, I've always used art instruction books. I have a huge library. I don't honestly use it that much anymore, but when I was learning all these techniques, I learned a lot from art books. And I also subscribe to Plein Air magazine, which is fantastic to see great artists all around the world every month. Books are fantastic. I have an art degree, so I learned a lot in college, but I learned more on my own, honestly, especially painting itself, because I was trained to be an illustrator, and they don't really care about this stuff. They want you to, illustrate a car or something like that, or whatever, a ketchup bottle, whatever it might be.
Well, it happens every day. In fact, yes, I absolutely have to create something, and it's not necessarily painting. It could be a new dish to eat. I have to create. I'm just driven. In fact, if I were forced and I could not create, I'd get depressed. It's such a joy to be able to do what I do.
In recent history, this studio. But what's fun is if I've started a painting one day and I go to bed, I really am anxious to get up and see, did I really like it? Is it what I want? I wanted to go back and meet that piece again. So that's basically literally what gets me in.
I had an idea the previous day that I wanted to capture, so I want to get at it. It's just that simple. Either you care about this stuff or you don't. And if you don't, it's drudgery. But if you do, it's wonderful.
In the morning when I wake up, I think about what is beautiful around me and how I can render that in some way. My art is all about gratitude, joy, happiness. I love color. I pretty much create something every day. It doesn't have to be like a masterpiece. I just like to go through my photos, go outside, walk on the beach, and get inspiration that way.
Honestly, I sit down like this all day, so the first thing I do is I go to the gym and work out. And after a couple hours and have breakfast and shower, I'm at my easel or drawing table working pretty much all day, because I do commissions and they want them like yesterday kind of thing. I'm always got something going on, and I don't have any motivational issues. And I try to relax late in the afternoon. I play the trumpet, just do something completely else, something completely different, but still creative. And it's really relaxing for me. Maybe not the neighbors, but no, I have a mute. So seriously though, if I don't do that, I don't feel like I had a full day.
When I see a photograph or a scene that to me tells a story, that's what I want to paint. I want each painting to tell a story, not just a pretty tree. We know about pretty trees. I want there to be something in there that is a human story that a viewer can relate to and have meaning to the piece of art. And that's what turns me on, gets me excited. That's let's go. I'm here, that's a favorite. I'm very happy with that. It's 98% finished. And to me, it tells a story of being an outlier, because this house is totally alone. It's in beautiful scenery, rolling hills, mist coming in, and these are people who take care of themselves and are fed by the view.
Thanks again. Come on down when you get a chance. Make time. You'll enjoy it.